Arjuna is perplexed. He is perplexed in the matter whether to fight or not to fight. After seeing his relatives in front of him, with whom he was to fight, and there was some argument also. Krishna, of course, did not encourage him. Now that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, although he is present there, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but still he did not encourage him. When somebody says that I give it up, I don't want it, I don't want to fight with my friends or my relatives, better let them enjoy, I shall forgo my claim. From worldly point of view, this is a very gentlemanly behavior. The one is forgoing his claim for the matter of his relatives or friends. But Krishna is not encouraging that proposal. We have to mark it. Krishna is rather inducing Arjuna that it is not a very good proposal, it is not befitting your position. You belong to the Aryan family, you belong to the Kshatriya royal family, and you are denying to fight. No, this is not good. And I am your friend, I have taken the responsibility of your chariot driver, and if you do not fight, what people will say? And Krishna is not encouraging. Now the point. Somebody may say that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, why he is encouraging in the matter of fight? At the present moment, when there is a question of war, people want to stop that war. But here we see that Krishna is not discouraging war, but he is rather advocating, inducing Arjuna that no, this is not befitting your position. You must fight. That sometimes we may do something which is approved by the general public, but it may not be approved by the Supreme Authority. Superficially, it may appear very appealing to the sentiment of the public, but actually such thing may not be correct. If we accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and while he was inducing Arjuna to fight, it does not mean that he was inducing Arjuna to do something wrong. But from worldly point of view, Arjuna was a very pious man, and he was declined to fight and not to kill his kinsman, not to kill his friend. So he argued, no, if I fight, my people will die, and their wives will become widow, and they will be adulterated, and then by adulteration unwanted population will increase. We will offer śādha. If these people will die, we will offer ablution to the forefathers. So, from the point of view of a family man, he argued with Krishna in so many ways. And at the end, he decided that I cannot fight. Then Krishna tried to induce him, and he said, yes, whatever you are saying, that I am a Kshatriya, and I am not doing my duty, this is all right. But my mind is perplexed. So, he was at the same time conscious that Sri Krishna only can make a solution of this perplexity. So he said, kārpaṇya-doṣopahata-svabhāvaḥ pṛcchāmi tāṁ dharma-sammūḍha-cetāḥ yaccheva syān niścitaṁ brūhi śiṣyas śādhi tāṁ prapannam. Yes, kārpaṇya-doṣ. Kārpaṇya-doṣ means a miserly man. He was conscious of the fact that he was a great hero, he was a great fighter, and at the same time the enemies were there. So his actual duty was to fight with the enemy. They are offering fight. For a Kshatriya, there are some obligations. If somebody challenges that I want to fight with you, a Kshatriya cannot deny. If somebody challenges, yes, I want to bet with you, gambling, a Kshatriya cannot deny. And for that reason, the Pandavas lost their kingdom. They lost their wife. Pandavas were harassed and embarrassed for not less than 20 years. And now they were to fight face to face. Now he is not prepared to fight. That means he has become miserly. He is deviating from his duty. So he is conscious that practically I am deviating from my duty. kārpaṇya-doṣa, this is my miserly behavior. Doṣa means it is a fault on my part. I should not have deviated from this fighting, but my sentiment does not allow me to fight with my kinsman. So here is a perplexity. So kārpaṇya-doṣopahata-svabhāvaḥ dharma-sammūḍha-cetāḥ. Not only I am miserly, but I am deviating from my duty, dharma. He was a Kshatriya. The Kshatriya's duty was to fight with the enemy, and he was not executing that injunction. Therefore, he is conscious that dharma-sammūḍha-cetāḥ. I am deviating from my religion. It is the duty of Kshatriya. So, I am now perplexed. So, jat chreyaḥ niścitaṁ. Now, I do not understand what is to be done. You kindly, jat chreyaḥ niścitaṁ. Niścitaṁ means definitely. What is right, brūhi. Now, Krishna can say, well, I am already saying you that you should fight, but you are not carrying out the order. So, he says, śiṣyas śādhi tāṁ prapannam. So, he accepted, all right, whatever arguments you have done so far, let us forget that. Now, I accept you as my spiritual master, not my friend. Now, the idea of accepting spiritual master, that is also very obligatory. Acceptance of spiritual master must be selected after careful examination. According to Vedic system, one has to accept a spiritual master in order to make a solution of his life. In every step of his life, the spiritual master guides. He also makes question to the spiritual master and he guides, so that his life, progress of life may be systematic. Now, to take such guidance means the spiritual master should also be a very perfect man. Otherwise, how can he guide? Now here, Arjuna knows that Sri Krishna is the perfect person. So therefore, he is accepting him as śiṣyas śādhi prapannam. I am surrendering unto you, and you accept me as your disciple. because friendly talks cannot make a solution of the perplexity. Here, accepting Krishna as the spiritual master means whatever Krishna will decide, he has to accept. One cannot deny the order of a spiritual master. Therefore, one has to select a spiritual master whose order carrying he will not commit a mistake. Now, suppose if you accept a wrong person as spiritual master, and if he guides you wrongly, then your whole life is spoiled. So one has to accept a spiritual master whose guidance will make his life perfect. That is the relation between spiritual master and disciple. It is not a formality. It is a great responsibility both for the disciple and for the spiritual master. Tadvijnanatham sa gurumeva avigachet samitpani srutryam brahma. The spiritual master is required for a person who is inquisitive to have transcendental knowledge. There is another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tasmad gurum prapaddeta jignasu shreya uttamam. Tasmad gurum prapaddeta. One should search after a spiritual master who is inquisitive about transcendental subject matter. Every human being has to inquire. What is that inquiry? That preliminary inquiry is that every human being is suffering. Ignorant man, just like cat and dog or an animal, they are suffering, but they do not understand. So, distinction between animal and man is that animal is not aware of the sufferings he is undergoing. There are sufferings both for the animals and for the man, but man is conscious. We should not forget that we are always under suffering. According to Vedic knowledge, there are three kinds of suffering. One kind of suffering belonging to the body and the mind. Suppose I am getting some headache. Now I am feeling very warm. I am feeling very cold. So many bodily sufferings there are. Then similarly, we have got sufferings of the mind. My mind is not well today. Somebody has called me something, so I am suffering. Or I have lost something, some friend. So many things. So sufferings of the body and mind. And then sufferings by the nature. This is called adhi-daivik, which you have no control. In every suffering we have no control, especially suppose there is heavy snowfall. The whole New York City is flooded with snow and you are all put into inconvenience. That's a sort of suffering. But you have no control. You cannot stop snow falling. Wind and cold weather, you cannot stop it. This is called adi-daivik suffering. And the suffering of the mind, the suffering of the body is called adhyatma. And there is other sufferings, adi-bhautik, attacked by other living beings. My enemy, some animal or some worm, so many. So these three kinds of sufferings are there all. But we do not want all these sufferings. Now here Arjuna is conscious that there is a fight and it is my duty to fight with the enemy. But there is suffering because they are my kinsmen. So he is feeling that. So unless a human being is conscious and awakened to the fact that we are always in suffering, but we do not want all this, such a person is required to approach this. When he is conscious, here Arjuna is suffering and he wants to make a solution, and therefore he accepts his spiritual master. So when we are conscious of our suffering, we are awakened to the suffering situation, then a spiritual master is required. Simply slight thinking that I do not want all this suffering, but I am suffering. Why? Is there any solution? No. Why you are going to school? Why you are going to college? Why you are taking scientific education? Why you are taking law education? Everything is meant for ending our suffering. If there was no suffering, then nobody would have taken education. He thinks that if I am educated, if I become a doctor, or if I become a lawyer, or if I become an engineer, I will be happy. That is the ultimate aim. I will get a good job, government job, I will be happy. The happiness is the end of every pursuance. So, these mitigation of sufferings, they are temporary. Real suffering due to this material existence. These three kinds of suffering. So, when one is conscious about his sufferings and he wants to make a solution of the suffering, and he wants to consult a person. Now, what sort of person he must be who can endure all suffering? That selection must be there. The necessity of a spiritual master is for him who is conscious of his material suffering. If one is not conscious of his material sufferings, then he is not even on the human being status. He is still in the animal status. The modern civilization is practically, they are evading the real suffering. They are engaged in temporary suffering. But the Vedic system is Vedic knowledge. They are meant for ending the sufferings for good. The human life is meant for that, ending all suffering. Of course, we are trying to end all kinds of suffering. Our business, our occupation, our education, our advancement of knowledge, everything is meant for ending suffering. But that suffering is temporary. We have to end the sufferings for good. That sort of knowledge is called transcendental. This Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary thing, it's transcendental knowledge. And now here the ground is prepared. Arjuna is conscious of his suffering, perplexity. Now he is seeking a spiritual master. So we should take the position of Arjuna, disciple. When a disciple is serious about making a solution of his suffering, then he requires a spiritual master. And what sort of spiritual master? The Krishna, the most perfect. So, a spiritual master is representative of Krishna. Of course, Krishna is not present before us, but at least we must have a person as our spiritual master who represents Krishna. And who can represent Krishna? One who is devotee of Krishna. In the line, disciple success. So, Arjuna accepts Krishna as the spiritual master. Now, question may be that why Arjuna, there are many learned men, not only Krishna, but there are Vyasadeva and other great sages and Brahmins. Why Krishna was also Kshatriya. Krishna was not a Brahmin. And they were cousin brothers. Krishna and Arjuna, they were cousin brothers. Krishna was the son of the brother and Arjuna was the son of the sister. Arjuna's mother and Krishna's father, they are brother and sister. So, the family relation, they are intimately related and at the same time they are of the same age and friend. Now, question may be, why Krishna is accepted as the spiritual. That is the selection of the disciple. That Arjuna says, Nahi prapṣchāmi mamapunudya jacchuka mucchu sanamindriyanam avāpa bhūmāva asapatnamidhyam rajyam suranam upichāditatam. He says that I am so perplexed that my lamentation cannot be satisfied even if I get the kingdom of the universe. I am going to fight for the kingdom only of this earth or the India. Of course, formally India means Bharat. Now India is a name given by the foreigners. The real name of this planet is Bharatvarsha. Now, gradually it has been cut up. Just like we have got immediate experience that some portion of India is now cut up and they are named Pakistan. Similarly, this whole planet, 5,000 years before, this whole planet was known as Bharatvarsha. Before that, thousands and millions of years before, this planet was known as Ilavati-varsha, and there was an emperor whose name was Bharat. So, from the name of Bharat, this planet's name became Bharatvarsha. The modern history cannot give account, chronological account, more than 2,500 years. But we are speaking, this planet was called Bharatvarsha. Now, Arjuna says that we are going to fight for the matter of this Bharatvarsha planet. This is one of the planets in the universe. But if I get the whole planets of this, the complete planets of this universe, and without any competitor, still the perplexity which has arisen in my mind, that cannot be mitigated. Now see what sort of responsibility is given to the Krishna. Sanjaya Uvad. Sanjaya is saying, Eva mukta rishikesam gurakeshu parantapaha nadasya iti govindam mukta krishni bhamuvaha. Just saying this, Arjuna becomes silent. So I cannot fight. Tam uvacha rishikesha prasanniva bharata tena rupan madhi visidantam nidangamataha. Now here Krishna is addressed as Rishikesha. Rishikesha, we should always remember that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. He is present as incarnation. God is all powerful. If God is all powerful, then it is His choice, it is His free will. He can come before you, provided you are such qualified devotee. There cannot be any solid argument that God cannot come or God, of course, so far Vedic literatures are concerned, they accept the incarnation of God. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. He is addressed as Rishikesh. Rishik means senses, and Isha means Lord. So, He is the Lord of the senses. Similarly, Govinda, Nadasya iti Govindam uktya tusning bahuva. Govinda. Go means also senses. Go means cow. Go means land. And go means sense. And Inda means pleasure. One who gives pleasure to the cow, one who gives pleasure to the land, one who gives pleasure to the senses. His name is Govinda. Now two names are used here. So, whatever senses we have got, they actually, the proprietor of the senses, not myself. The proprietor of the senses is God. Just like we are sitting in this room is allotted for our sitting under some consideration of rent or whatever it may be. But this room is not ours. That's a fact. We should not consider the proprietor of the room. Although I am using it to my heart's desire as I like, that is a different thing. But as soon as the landlord says, now you cannot room in this room, vacate, I have to vacate. Similarly, this is also just like room. This is our body. Body is given to us by God under certain conditions. And as soon as God likes that you should vacate from this body, I have to vacate. Nobody can allow us to stay here. And besides that, just like my hand, this hand, now suppose if this hand is paralyzed, the power of this hand is so long there is power from the Supreme. Otherwise, if my hand is paralyzed, there is no remedy. So we are not the owner of this body, not the owner of the senses. The senses are just like hired from the Supreme Lord. This is a very subtle understanding, one should know. So therefore, actually, the proprietor of the senses is God. Now, anything which I own, that should be utilized for my purpose. Your things should be utilized for your purpose. So, if God is the proprietor of our senses, then these senses must be used for God's purpose. That is the constitutional position. Now, when these senses are used for other than God's purpose, that is a bondage, conditioned life. When the senses are purified and it is used for God's purpose, that is natural. So whole trouble is that although our senses and everything, whatever we have got, and there is Gītopaniṣad, a part of Veda, it is stated there, Īśāvāsamidam sarvam. Everything, whatever you see, that belongs to God. Now, it is our misunderstanding that all the people of the world, they are claiming as proprietor. Now, just like this American land, some hundreds and hundreds of years ago when Columbus came, there were no Americans here. And we were not proprietor, the land was there. Now, when you shall go away, the land will also be there. So the land belongs to God and everything. Now, we say that we have manufactured this typewriter. Now, this typewriter, the ingredients, the iron, have we manufactured iron? No. Iron is received from the mines. It is given by God. Nobody can manufacture iron. Nobody can manufacture anything. They can transform from one thing to another. They can bring out the iron from the mine. They can melt and they can transform the shape of the metal in a different way. So that they can do, but they cannot produce iron. They cannot produce anything. So, the real proprietor is God. Īśāvāsamidam sarvam. This is God consciousness. One who is in God consciousness, he is a perfect man. Tam uvaca rishikesha prahasanniva bharata tena rubhayan madhye visidantam daca. Now, Krishna is smiling because Arjuna is such a hero. He is my friend, and now he is so much perplexed. Now, when he accepted Krishna as the spiritual master, Krishna begins to speak. See, Bhagavan Uvaca. Here, the book does not say Krishna Uvaca. See, Bhagavan Uvaca. Now we should understand what is the meaning of Bhagavan. Bhaga means opulence. There are 6 kinds of opulence. So, what are these opulences? Wealth is opulence. Then strength is opulence. Then fame is also opulence. And just like Lord Jesus Christ, the whole Christian world knows. Lord Krishna, everyone knows. Or apart from that, President Johnson. Now the whole America and the whole world knows who is President Johnson. Mahatma Gandhi, the famous. So fame is also opulence. And nobody knows me, but he is also a person. He is known throughout the whole world. So this is an opulence. Just like Rockefeller, they are very rich. Everyone knows in the world. They are opulent by wealth. Similarly, somebody is opulent by fame. Somebody is opulent by strength. Strength is opulence. Wealth is opulence. And fame is opulence. Beauty is also opulence. If one man or woman is very beautiful, he attracts person. So anything that attracts, that is called opulence. A wealthy man attracts. A strong man attracts. A famous man attracts. If somebody famous man comes here, so many people will gather to receive him. So these are opulences. Wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge and renunciation. Sixth, anyone who possesses all these six opulences in full, he is God. That is the definition of God. Anyone. So when Krishna was present on this earth, he showed his opulences in full. Of course, we have got all these historical records about him. Now, so far as wealth is concerned, he had 16,108 wives. And for each of them, he built a palace. And all those palaces were so nicely built that there was no need of electricity or light. It was bedecked with jewels. So day and night they were blazing, you see. So these descriptions are there. But if we forget that he is God, then this will be something like story, that how a man can marry 16 wives. But we should always remember that he is God. He is all powerful. And for no other person such historical records are there, only for Krishna. So, in strength also, nobody could conquer him. Beauty, and so far beauty is concerned, when he was on the battlefield, have you seen any picture of Krishna? Krishna, when he was present in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, at that time he was about 90 years old. He had his great-grandchildren. He married 16,000 wives and each wife had 10 children. And those 10 children, they also got each 10, 12 children, and their children also. So, because he was at that time 90 years old, he got at the time great-grandchildren also. Now, if you see the picture of Krishna, you will see him just like a boy of 22, 25 years. That is the sign of God. It is stated in Brahma-samūḍha-cetāḥ. Advaitayacchitayanādhiyanantarūpam ādyam purāna-purusam navajauvananca. He is the original person. Because from God everyone has born. Therefore he is the original person. Adyam. Purāna-purusam. Purana is the oldest person. He is still navajauvananca. Whenever you will see God, this is the sign of God. You will find him just like a youth, a new youth. Youthfulness means 16 to 24 years. So, navajauvananca. That is the sign of God. So you are so beautiful that when he was a boy of 15 years old, all same age girls of his age, they were after him. He was so beautiful. So, in beauty, he was super excellent. In wealth, he was super excellent. In strength, he was super excellent. And in knowledge, now, here is a book, Bhagavad Gita. Now, apart from other books, other knowledge which is imparted to others, now here is a book which was imparted to Arjuna. Now, it is so the depth of knowledge that people are still considering great scholars that we are not reading, but Dr. Radhakrishnan, one of the greatest scholars of the world, now he is the President of India. He is discussing. Professor Einstein, he was living here in America. He was a German Jew. I think he was living in America. He was a great student of this Bhagavad Gita. Hitler was a great student of Bhagavad Gita. And there are many scholars who are still reading Bhagavad Gita, trying to understand. Just see what depth of knowledge he has given. It is made by Krishna. So, knowledge in wealth, in strength, in beauty, everything was on. Therefore, you cannot accept any ordinary man as Bhagavan. Now, Bhagavan Uvacha, and because he has been accepted as the spiritual master, just like a teacher has the right to sometimes review this student. So, in the first instance, he is rebuking Arjuna in the following word that asatyan anusūtastam prajñāvādaṁ bhāsase gatāsum agatāsumca nānusūcanti pandita. That Arjuna, you are speaking just like a very great learned man, but you are a fool. You do not know. Because Pandita, those who are learned men, they would not have lamented just like you are doing. That means indirectly he said, Pandita means learned. Learned man does not lament over a dead body or a living body. Gatāsum agatāsums. Sums means life. One has lost his life and one has got his life. A body, a living body and a dead body. Living body and dead body. Just mark the point that a learned man, as you are lamenting over the subject of killing your friends and relatives, but a learned man would not have lamented like this. That means you are a fool. When he says that, like if I say, Mr. Green, what you have done, any intelligent man should not have done this. So this is indirectly saying that you are not intelligent. It is in a gentleman's way speaking that Mr. Green, what you are doing, no intelligent man can do this. That means you are not intelligent. So here he says, you are lamenting over the bodies of your relatives because in the fight you are considering that my friends and my relatives will be killed. So that means they are living bodies and you are lamenting over their killing. So this sort of lamentation is never done by a learned man. A learned man never does it. Gatāsum agatāsum sanānusūcanti pandita. Those who are learned, one who is learned, he does not lament over the body, either a living body or dead body. There is no question of it. Now, because one who knows the distinction between the body and the soul, all become just like You have heard the name of Socrates, Greek philosopher. He believed in the immortality of soul. So he was punished in the cold. Hemlock was offered to him. That all right, if you believe the immortality of soul, then you drink this hemlock poison. So he drank. Because he was firmly convinced, even if I drink this poison, my body will be destroyed. By destruction of my body, I am not going to be destroyed. He was convinced. So did not learn it. So a Pandit, learned man must know that this body and soul, the distinction, the difference between body and soul. The body is not soul and the soul is not body. And one who knows, he is learned man. This instruction is given first. So for spiritual advancement, this first knowledge that the body and the soul is different. The body cannot be identified with the soul. Soul is there, but body is not so.